our children are nothing more than a reflection of the failures of the people that came before them. That's it. So when I said earlier, when I said in the dip show that I'm the man that I would want my daughter to marry, it's a reason for that. I don't make sacrifices, or I don't come into this whole situation looking to apologize. I'm looking to validate. I'm looking to remove every excuse that you have from being able to not make the right decision. And you often at times make the right decision every time because you are going to be a reflection of what me and your mother put into you. That's it.
Popping eight pets on my coat. I'm on the road, feel like I'm Batman. Damn, what? Smart as a madman.
YouTube. What's going on, man? It's your boy Jay, man. I got two things right now. One, I appreciate you for liking, viewing the video, you know what I'm saying, subscribing, man. I just let you know I appreciate you, man. And number two, we're not talking about all babies, so please, don't come with the not all police, not all women are like this, you know. I do believe there's some women that are single moms who still, you know, I gotta say that word, that obedient and obeys a man, and you know what I'm saying, want to do the traditional way of a man. And hey, man, shout out to Anton Daniels, bro. Y'all go drop a like and a sub to his channel, bro. Man, let's get it.
A man that wants to run everything, it's going to be difficult having two lions in the family, because a man like Anton is going to show up as the man. I'm doing this. I'm handling this. This is my village. To have another man that has come in and have any type of say so at all, I can see how that could be.
I definitely believe we gotta people prioritize.
We gotta think about it. I want women to understand it. Just because a man has a penis, don't make him a man. He could be a male. There's not a lot. Most men aren't lying. Let's make sure that's understood.
Okay.
Right? So some men can raise another man's child because the real father ain't a lion. He's more like a gazelle. You know what I'm saying? The lion is now here, and I believe. Well, I believe in God, and I believe in everything is a reason, right?
Right.
And like my dad is a bitch ass nigga.
I'm hurt. Oh!
My step-pops, he ain't playing. You feel me? So like, I was already.
See, you see how it's so easy to shame a man? Bro, your mom picked him. So what does that say about your mom? Like, I hate when women do that. They want to shame a man like, oh, my baby daddy mess with anything with a wig. Baby, don't you got a wig?
Yeah.
What does that say about you? You trying to point a finger at him, but what about the fingers pointing back? I hate that.
And that wasn't playing coming out the woodworks.
Yeah.
So then if my dad was there, hypothetically, I would probably clash with him because he was already soft. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe that just because you gave birth to something means that you are the best one to raise that.
Come on, let's talk about
that person that you gave birth to, whether you're a man or a woman.
So you believe nurture versus nature?
Yes.
Because nurturing that child is more important than possibly more important than nature.
I believe that nature. See, here's the thing: we get so confused about nature as if you are the only one of this child. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 generations of nature within this child that you ain't exuding yet. You remember the Punnett Square? In the Punnett Square, you had a 1 in 4 chance of being something.
Yes.
Right? So this child can have the bottom right quadrant and you might have the top left.
Yeah.
You ain't fit to to raise that child, to be honest. So maybe somebody else who is in that bottom right quadrant is gonna be able to understand that man or that young woman or that young boy and really help them grow into what they need to be.
So you would advise your son to get with a woman that already have children?
If that
children, you would be okay with that?
Children,
remove yourself out.
I don't think nobody advises those scenarios for their children.
The problem is that,
but sometimes it just happens because they just might be in love. You can't control who love.
Because marriage is a business first. It's a business first. We know statistics of what it is when men are where children are raised in certain type of household. We know what the statistics are, right? And so I'm not gonna sit here and say a man isn't a man based off of some criteria that we make up, right? Because I use data. The reality is this: what we are doing is excusing bad behavior. And instead of us going to the mothers and say, hey, why are you not accountable for who it is that you decided to open up your legs to?
Oh, shit.
Because we ain't having that conversation. The only thing we saying is, oh, that's a bitch ass nigga. But you opened up your legs to him. He wasn't a bitch ass nigga when you had sex with him.
He might have been.
Girl, you was fucking.
sex
he
with
might
him.
have been.
When you know, but my point is
if we're
when we can.
Man, let him talk, because when he was just downgrading a man and calling him this and that, you ain't interrupt him. So when a nigga is speaking, let a dude talk, bro.
Continue to do this, we validate bad behavior.
What is the bad behavior?
Because you're saying that you can recover from this, when in reality we know statistically that child has a much greater chance of going to jail, a much greater chance of needing therapy, a much greater chance of joining a gang. He has a much greater chance of being less successful. And instead of us saying, hey, hold that accountable so that this don't happen in the next generation.
I think I'm missing context.
No.
If what?
If that's,
my point is,
let that man speak, bro. Please.
Of doing all that,
to say it's a guy's responsibility to raise this child based off of a village concept or a community concept, or because he's a real man, removes the accountability from the woman of actually making sure that she picked the right guy and to marry before she carry in the first place. So, in the first place.
So what happened?
I married before I carried, and then I got a divorce.
But that's not the norm, because what I see on Instagram and social media is people
I'm trying to figure out what we talking about.
What I see on Instagram and social media is when a woman get pregnant, regardless of whether she married, it's congratulations, sis.
Okay.
That's what I see.
I agree. Listen,
should we throw stones at her?
Absolutely.
Antoine, shut up. You do not do
that. You said that it's congratulating a woman, but if you want to throw accountability at anybody, throw it at the man that left the family.
It's a small minority.
Right?
It's a small percentage of men that's having the majority of the children. Most black men are not having children out of wedlock. That is a falsehood. And so when we sit here, when we want to solve for a problem, we solve for the majority, not the minority. And when you look at the statistics, most black men are not having children out of wedlock. It's a small minority of men that's having the majority of the children with a whole lot of women.
How
do a woman have a child without a wedlock without the man too?
What I'm saying is, if we got 99% of the men, and we said we're gonna hold all of them accountable.
No, I'm saying if the woman had the child at wedlock, she didn't have it by herself. So did he.
If we got 99% of men to do the right thing.
But think about it. They not talking about the women. They are holding men accountable for not marrying that woman. Women are leaving relationships at 80% of the rate. What is he talking about?
It takes 1% of men to populate the majority of the women.
True indeed.
So even if you hold all men accountable, it doesn't solve for the problem.
No, it's not about all men. It's about holding everybody accountable.
We do, but men by default are automatically held accountable.
Let me go back to the stepdad situation real fast, because I have a stepfather, right? Mm-hmm. But he didn't raise me. My grandfather raised me, right? So I didn't personalize my stepfather because that's who my mom is married to.
Yeah, that's who your mom chose.
That's her relationship. I have examples around me that I don't have to look towards him. His only job, honestly, for me, is just to be example of a good person, a human being, period. Right. I don't need him to be my father. I don't need him for none of that shit, right? It's just simply just be a good dude, treat my mom good, and I mean, I don't care what y'all going through. Y'all not being physical, that's fine.
How old were you when he came into your life?
I was in middle school, so that's what, like,
you was
12,
already big.
Bro. Well, I was big because I was probably, I'm 6'5", bro. I've been big.
No, I'm saying.
What the fuck? He's talking about your mindset big, not your, bro. But it still doesn't matter. Why did your mom, I'm pretty sure she came across all the nice guys and all the guys that was family oriented and wanted to be in confinement of relationship, but no, she chose the guy, not saying I know his dad, I'm just generalizing. She chose the guy that wasn't best fit.
Who was a nice guy? Right?
Come on now, let's not think like women date us. Women choose who to open their legs to. Like, they pick the wrong guy and then they want the right man to clean it up and be the Band-Aid to her bad mistakes.
You were older as a kid. You had already
middle
had
schooler
was in you.
No, what I'm saying is.
No, wait. I know. Listen. What's
happening here?
Okay,
well, I mean,
so
11 years old is middle
all right,
school.
cool. All right, let's reset. All right. So one of the facts that you gave is in regards to children that, statistically messing up more so, that usually comes from a single mother household, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, cool. So if we take the conversation to it being a two-parent
single mother household. So when I say two-parent household, I'm saying married
Okay.
Having children, raising those children.
Cool. So let's take it to a 2-parent household where one parent is a step parent. Mm-hmm. That's still a 2-parent household, right?
Yeah, but it's not the same.
You don't think so?
And I personally, again, I would never advise a guy. If this guy is single, he's taking care of business, he don't have no children and nothing like that. I'm not gonna sit here in good conscience and tell this man that he's supposed to get with a single mother. Absolutely not.
And that's
100%.
But there's so many single fathers that get with single mothers. So many single fathers.
So we just speaking about are we just speaking about the men who don't have children? Is that the reference? Or are you saying just all men?
Because I understand the men that doesn't have children, but there's so many single fathers that look towards.
I mean,
like I said, the majority of men
have to be
don't have
realistic
children on the
here.
wedlock.
Okay, where are you living? Right, we're living in America, and 1 out of every 4 kids are born with a single parent.
Yeah.
Or raised with a single parent. Mm-hmm. Right. And the rest of the world, it's at an 8%. So we're about 3 to 4 times more likely to have a child be raised out of wedlock or with only one parent, right? So when you look at the numerics, you're more likely than not to run, if you're a guy who doesn't have any kids, you're more likely than not, depending on your age, to run into a woman that has a kid, right? So I don't think we're advising anybody, hey, I advise you to go find a woman that has a kid with another man. Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is that the offer's not on the table depending on her behavior. Now, if she has 3, 4, 5 baby fathers, I would never advise that, right? Sorry to those women. But if you have one man you had one man and now you have one child with that man, and maybe even 2, and that's something that you want to tie up your boots and walk in the path you want to walk down. That's crazy. I would say go ahead.
But that's why I brought up single fathers, because when you see a woman that is a single mother, that child has a father. Yeah. Right? Who's a single father? That's insane. Like, are we not putting those two to the...
Hey man, that's the video, bro. I don't know. I wouldn't advise somebody to be a step parents. Stepdad lives matter, but only to the right kid, because we all know, let's not talk about the extra attitude, like, oh, you're not
my dad. You also want to hear something? Ugly ass fucking
I'm not gonna listen, bro. And I know there's plenty of videos I made that's mentioned, and they got stepdads of 20 plus years, stepdads of as many as to 2 years to, I think it was a dude that was like 30 years and stuff like that. And they wouldn't advise it because at the end of the day, they're gonna want to be with their real dad and try to replenish that relationship. It's like, all I did for you, you gonna still go talk to your dad who had never did anything for you, bro? It's just, I know it's a little bit selfish, but if I was selfless to put myself into his shoes, and you go back and still want to be with that guy, man, let's not talk about the videos of women wanting their real dash in their life to go down the aisle with. Like, man, it's just a lot. It's just the point of it. It might be a little selfish, but hey, man, if I just took it out of my chance and my duty to raise you as a stepdad, I'm gonna feel less appreciated. But hey, man, let me know in the comments what y'all think. Would y'all advise it, bro? Because we're getting to the age where a majority of women are gonna have a kid, or 1 or 2, but it's y'all decision. Marry before you carry. That's all I got to say. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm Jay. Hey man, I'm go.
Hey yo. He lame as fuck.